Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to discuss about the concept of packet radio techniques, how it is going to support the multiple access technique, and how it is classified, and what are the types involved in packet radio concepts are going to discuss now. So, packet radio is another wing type of the access techniques where the more than one subscribers are going to access the single channel when they are in an uncoordinated manner, and the transmission can be done with the help of the burst of data. Here the collision from the simultaneous transmission of the multiple transmitters are detected at the receiver side. At that case, we are going for the two things like acknowledgement and non-negative acknowledgement. So these two concepts are going to play a major role in this packet radio. Acknowledgement means it is just an indication message or a reply that the data has been successfully transmitted, or it is successfully received by the receiver end. We can give an example, real time an example, like we are using an social media like Twitter, WhatsApp, FB, all those things. So here I will go with one example, WhatsApp. So when in that WhatsApp we are transmitting, we are communicating with every known persons, there will be a tick marks available over there, like it is turned to blue when the concerned people has read that message. So that is one type of an acknowledgement. So acknowledgement means it is going to showcase that your data has been properly delivered to the receiver end. And we go for the non acknowledge negative acknowledgement means it is indicate that the previous burst has not yet properly received by which we are transmitting, has not properly received by the concerned base station. So that term is called as a negative acknowledgement or non acknowledgement. So based on these two concepts, this radio packet radio is employed as a perfect feedback, even though the traffic delay are occurring, which leads to high collision. And this packet radio multiple access technique is very easy to implement, but the only factor we have to look into it about the spectral efficiency. And here the subscribers are going to use the contention technique to transmit on a common channels. So here the protocols like Aloha is deployed for the usage of satellite systems. It is one best example of the contention technique. So in this Aloha protocol, it allows the users to transmit the data whenever they need to transfer it, and also it is listen for the acknowledgement that the data has been successfully transmitted. If any collision occurs, the subscriber have to wait for a particular moment until the data is resent to the concerned users. So the main advantage of packet contention technique, it is able to serve a very good quality, and also the number of subscribers increased, and the performance of this contention technique is evaluated based on the concept or important parameter like a throughput. So throughput means it is defined as an average number of messages which I have successfully transmitted during the allotted time interval given to me, and also the average delay can be experienced by this typically message burst. So here this packet radio is classified into three protocols. The first one is about a packet radio protocol. So in order to determine the throughput, it is very important to determine the vulnerable period. So vulnerable period means it is the time interval during which the packets are susceptible to make a collision while the transmitting with the other users. So this diagram will showcase you how the packet A will collide with the packet B and C because of overlapping in the transmission time. And in order to study about the packet radio channels, we can assume that all the packets are sent by the user which must have a constant packet length and fixed channel data rate. And furthermore, in order to calculate about the traffic delay based on the throughput, we can give the equations as R is equal to lambda into tau, where tau is the packet radio duration in seconds, and R is the normalized traffic channel which is measured in terms of furlongs, and the normalized throughput can be calculated based on the based on the non-collision method, like T is equal to R into PR. PR is the received pair and R is the normalized traffic channel, and whenever there is a no collision it occurs, you have to substitute the value of R from the previous equation over here. And if you are going for a no collision concept, the probability, why the probability concept is involved here means, while we are making and communication in a free space, the data which I am transmitting will not be received in the same manner due to the external disturbances or the natural calamities. The signal received at the receiver end may be in different forms. So from those forms, the channel has to choose the best win out of that. So obviously we will go for the concept of probability when the more number of signals are achieved over there. So same way here also the probability concept is involved to choose the signals. So here the probability is considered, and it can be equated based on the concept of Poisson distribution. And when the packet is assumed to be successfully transmitted, if there is no other packets during the particular time period, the probability of the packet generated will be 0. So, and to say about the algo concept, the pure algo is the random access protocol which is going to use for the concept of data transmission. And whenever the user is accessing the channel, as soon as the message is ready, it will transmit the messages also. And these are the equations involved in this uh, algo. And in order to say about slaughter algo, so actually algo is classified into two types. One is about pure algo and another one is about slaughtered algo. So pure algo is whenever the user is ready to transmit, it will transmit the information, but in the slaughtered algo it will be transmit the data only at the particular duration which is allotted for the channel. So this is one main difference between the pure and the slaughtered algo. The rest of things will be the procedures and the calculations of the throughputs are same. And the next type is about carrier sense multiple access protocol. So in this the mainly we are focusing on the two things. One is about the reduction delay and another one is about the propagation delay. So these two factors are going to play a very important part in this CSMA protocol. So in Aloha protocol, it won't listen to the channel, it won't wait for the channel, it will sense the data whenever it is ready. Whenever the data is ready, it will automatically sense the data, it won't wait, it won't sense whether the channel is busy or anything else. So in the concept of CSMA, so here each terminal on the network will monitor the status of the channel before we are transmitting the information. So whether the channel is idle, whether the channel is free, we can able to transmit the data. So while doing like that, we can able to overcome the problems like interference, crosstalk, all those things. So in the CMA, I already said these two things are going to play a very important role, which are detection delay and the propagation delay. So detection delay is a function of the receiver hardware, and it is the time required to the transmitter to sense whether the channel is free. So the detection is it is detecting whether the channel is available free or not. And the propagation delay means the time taken, how much fast it is transmitting the data in the channel from one station to another station. So whenever with a small detection time, the terminal detects a free channel rapidly, and the small propagation means the packet has been transmitted within a small interval of time. And here the CSMA having the three persistence. The persistence are going to uh, play an things like the waiting for the channels to listen, and also receiving the acknowledgement, and also the packet transmission based on the probability concept. So the first persistence is going to discuss about the terminal which is wait for the channel, and then it makes us the transmission, and as soon as the channel is idle, that terminal transmits its message with probability range. And when going for the non-persistent, so it will mainly concentrate on the non-acknowledgement. Whenever we are receiving an non-acknowledgement, the terminal wait randomly in time before it is retransmitted that particular data. And for the persistent, it is applied to the concept of slotted channels, so which is a slotted log. So the channel has to found it is idle. After that, the packet is transmitted to that allotted time. Based on the probability, it will sense it. And in CSMA, the collision detection is also there. It monitors, it tracks the entire transmissions of the data in order to avoid the collision concept. So, and the third thing is about the reservation protocol. So in this reservation protocol, we are going to use the time division multiplexing concept, and in this protocol, the time slot is assigned based on the priority, based on the demand or the request. So time slot is allotted. So, and another scheme which allows us to transmit the data based on the request at each frames, and the data will be successfully transmitted once the terminal is allotted to a next regular slot in the frame for data transmissions. And in this reservation protocol, initially we have to make the reservation aloha, and after that we have to look into the concept of packet radio multiple access technique. So here also it is somewhat similar to the reservation aloha, but here it combines the cylindrical frame structure of the TDMA, which is allowing the TDMA time slot to carry either the voice or the data, where the voice is given a much priorities. And coming to the concept of capture effect in the packet radio, so it is based on the contention method within the channel. We have discussed about this contention method in that previous slides. So when we using with the FM or the spread spectrum modulation, it is possible for the strongest user to successfully capture the intended receiver even when they are trying to communicate with the others. And also the one more thing is, whenever the closest transmission is can able to capture the receiver because of this small propagation loss, so that term can be, we can technically call it as near far effect. So the capture effect offers both advantages and disadvantages in this practical system. So these are all the three types of the protocols involved in the concept of packet radio. Thank you.